Hey, how are you doing,
Hey,
friend?
yes, hey,
Harinjaka, right?
yes.
Oh
How are
man,
you,
it's been a
Sean?
while. Madagascar?
Yes, I'm from Madagascar.
How are you doing in Madagascar today?
Yeah, it's fine. Sorry, yesterday I had a problem with time difference, so I couldn't attend.
Totally
But I'm
understandable,
happy
man.
to
Life happens.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy you're here too. The animals in Madagascar must be very happy right now that there's less activity out there.
Yes, very happy, and also we find the COVID I think they have a solution for the COVID, like some drink that can can save lives.
Good
So
in your
Madagascar
business?
is very trending on the news actually.
Wow, interesting. Okay.
Mm, mm,
We'll have to see how that goes.
yeah,
But I can definitely see a marketing opportunity for
yeah,
somebody. That's like dream solution. What's your
yeah.
question?
My question is about team up. Like I heard you telling, you set up this program and then gathering few minds around you and then team up with them and then start this new venture, new project going live and everything. I had so many times issue about working with people. I mean, like setting up a team. So I need your advice on how to build the right team for the right project. Actually,
So tell them, okay, what's the product and service? Who's the customer? How do you make money related to this particular project or no?
yeah, it's my experience. Sometimes I set up a new project and
Mhm.
then I lose people in the road, or I have to leave the project and the
I got
project go down
you.
because I'm not in the yeah.
Okay. Uh, let's go to my vision wall here or my vision pad and okay, this is a great question and critical, and I hope everybody who's watching is paying close attention to this because building team is the key to getting something going forward faster, better, and improved outputs and quality overall. And so, what I do, and I'm going to be launching my website soon, SeanGriffin.com, and we're going to be providing viz tools, visual, self-guided visual learning tools, visual thinking tools. One of them is designing your team. And what I do is I put together a list. I put together a list, and I write team. And for me, the number one person I always need on a team is a financial person, right? Finance. This is someone who knows how to price things, how to create better revenue stream opportunities. So it's really the financial model person, pricing, etc. That is not my great strength, period. And then, and so you got to know yourself, right? So I got to find that person. The other thing I'm doing is I'm putting together a list, and this is just in general, right? I'm identifying the type of team people I need. I need a tech person, almost always, right? Tech. I don't program. I got ideas and visions, but I don't know how to do it. So I got to have a tech person. This tech person has to be able to communicate to me as well. So it has to be a tech person who isn't totally lost in their own languaging, which doesn't necessarily help me to understand. And so then I look for promo people, right? Promo people. All of them are doers. So anybody I'm looking for has to show me that they're a doer. They get stuff done. Now, this is harder than it seems, right? Because people can pose as doers, but they're really not doers. So you got to look for history, track record, history of them actually doing and succeeding in doing. That is a critical person and a critical characteristic trait I'm looking for in people. And then whenever I'm looking for people, I go to my own networks. And so I ask people within my own networks, do you know somebody who can help me with this? Do you know somebody who knows somebody? And this happens daily almost, where we're always putting together teams, particularly in other countries, particularly countries that I'm working in and doing different work, always having to assemble teams, many cases, but I always have a core contact that I trust within that country, within that region, or to help form that team. And I know that they're aligned with my characteristics that I'm looking for in people. So I'm looking for people who are high integrity, mission driven, are doers, as I said, so they get things done. But I cannot train character into people. I cannot train character. I can train skills, but their character is set already. And so you've got to be identifying character traits you want to move forward with. It's one of the reasons we started working together on Madagascar Startup a couple years ago, because there was a synergy in terms of your mission, your goals, your intention to lift up Madagascar and make it the best it could be as a country. Pas de two, baby. That was what we were looking for, right? And so I know in your heart, no matter what you're doing, that's behind your actions, right? To make a difference. And so that gives me confidence with a project or something comes up in Madagascar, you're my go-to person. And so here's the thing. Things ebb and flow and change. I'm not always working in Madagascar. I'm not always working in Pakistan. I'm not always working in the US. I'm not always working in Armenia. I'm working wherever I'm working. And so things change. The people I work with shift and move. There are a few people, small percentage, that are long-time partners, long-time, and they're the gold, man. They're the rare ones, and that would be Alice Fenton. 25 years, I think, we've been building things together. Dahlia Alside, we're going on 10 years. I think you've met Dahlia. These kind of, Amy, who's right here, it's been at least 10 years working on different projects and collaborating. And so you want to also nurture those relationships over time, knowing that they ebb and flow. So sometimes you're away from them, sometimes you're engaged with them, right? It goes back and forth. And that's just part of life. And the key thing that I've learned, and I wasn't very good at this when I was younger, is not to burn bridges. It's easy to get upset or say, screw, I'm not going to work with these people. And I'm good at that. But I've learned over time that doesn't serve me well, because all of a sudden I'm in a situation where I really need that person again. And I burnt that bridge, and darn it, that's not going to help me at all. So now I just know that I'm looking into the future, and I know that it may not be working right now, but that doesn't mean it won't work again in the future. And so I'll pause there. Thoughts, more questions you have?
Thank you. Yes, so there's two things. There's a business, and there's like a project where we work for as a volunteer. So in the business side, when you start a project like with zero investment, or you want to bring people, convince them with your ideas. So how do you manage the fact that you are going to ask them to put their skills on your business, but you don't have money to pay enough because it's a skills that you cannot afford for starting your business?
Right. Okay. Again, bootstrap life, man. The song at the beginning, right? It says it all. And most people in the world are living a bootstrap life. I'm going to guess 98% of the population of the world is living a bootstrap life. What that means is you got to be able to identify ways to engage and enroll and motivate people to become part of your endeavor. The way that I found that to be is I visualize. I'll create large visuals or small visuals. I'll send it to them. Here's what I'm envisioning. Here's what I'm thinking. And I get them so excited about it that they can't help it. They want to be part of it, right? And so not everybody's going to want that too, because everybody has a different kind of threshold to risk. Find people who have a higher threshold for risk, and then again, collect them. So I know I have a bunch of technology people. One particular, Brad Vernon, who is like 30 years we've been collaborating. Super genius at technology. I can call him at any time and ask any question. I'm very cautious and careful when I engage him because he's busy and software engineer, chief of some technology company in Silicon Valley. And so his time is precious. But I think that that's what you do, right? You just collect people, engage them, and ask them, will you be willing to do this? I know in the short term. So even, I say, oh, look let's, for the first 2 months, let's just, there's no money here to pay you, but we're going to shoot for revenue within this time period. As the revenue comes in, we'll distribute it in a way that's equal to make sure that you're getting some compensation. You'll see it growing. You'll see the company's possibilities, the organization's possibilities, and be part of that. I'm cautious now to give out ownership of my company. If I do that, I like to issue. 1 second, my computer is going to go dead, and we don't want that. And so, one thing that I would say is that I like to issue shares, about 3.5 million shares to start any business that I'm going to have other people part of. And then what I do is I offer monthly vesting of shares, somewhere around 10,000 shares a month. And those shares would vest every 6 months. So instead of money, they're getting shares of your business. This is an effective way to create a mindset that they think, oh, I'm getting paid in the future for what could be possibly a business that can pay me or transition some way into cash. That's an effective way to go. People have gotten a little smarter about that than they were years ago, where it was like completely a creative solution to paying people. But that is another way to do it. And I'm sure in Madagascar, it may not be called shares, they may be units, they may be something else. But I would issue a number of those, and then what I would do is set aside 1% to 2% of the company and then distribute those as cash, like cash, that would then motivate and incentivize those people to actually keep moving forward and grow the business.
Thank you so much.
Does that sound like something you could do? Is that something that can happen in Madagascar? The legal system allows that?
Yes, of course. It's the way we turn it. That's.
Is it considered shares? Are they shares?
Yes, we can. Yes, we.
Yeah. So you see what I'm saying? Those shares are like in their mind, cash. At least it could be in their mind. They let them imagine what they want to imagine, how big that cash could get. But for you, that's a really effective incentive, and I would experiment with that. At least have it in my pocket. I have a number of different ways to incentivize. Some people work for beer, right? That's great. Let me buy you some beer and pizza if you like. These are techniques. So again, how little money can you use to get your project going, to create revenue right now as quickly as possible? Hours, not days, not weeks, not months, now, and then use that money to reinvest back in the business while you're incentivizing in different and creative ways. This is a highly effective approach to growing a business.
Thank you so much.
Hey,
Thank you, Sean.
I can't wait. One day I'm going to be in Madagascar. And
yeah, you're welcome.
Thank you so much. Good seeing you.
Thank you so much.